Mr. Network, thank you so much for submitting this character and let me know what you personally think in the comments. First OC that I'm redesigning is Rin from Artistic Animator. Well, I can definitely see your artistic. You have a very cool OC. Rin is a ghost who helps lost people find their way using their tail. The tail is basically a light in the map. Rin does a lot of nature sketches, mainly forest sketches, and Rin also has a ghost cat that is gray with white stripes all over it. I love this character so much. Their design is so cool, and honestly, at first I wasn't going to do this simply because I didn't know how to make this better than it already is. But after a while of thinking, I came up with some pretty cool ideas. Obviously, the tail is what sold it for me, okay? It's such a cool concept. I've never seen a Ren with a tail before, but now I have and I love it. And right off the bat, just looking at Ren, they kind of seem like a more calm and collected character. I mean, the person even mentions how they like to do a lot of sketches, and they also have a ghost cat. I feel like that's a lot of stuff that a calm person would do. I imagine they're in a dark forest setting where the person can't see, but they use their tail to light up the forest. And since there isn't much to do in the forest, it's probably just sketching the trees that they're looking at. Also, is it just me, or does it seem like most of the time artists always have a cat? Since Rin guides lost people, I think it makes more sense for their design to be a little more bright. I know they already have a tail lamp and all that great stuff, but at the same time, their suit is very dark and their hair is also really dark, and I just feel like everything could be brighter. And to play those little squiggly things surrounding the ring directly on their head. I think it looks cooler. It's like a second set of ears, but it's just like their hair is on fire. It's really cool looking. I also made their tail more natural looking, kind of like it's in the shape of a lamp, but it's not exactly a lamp. It's still the regular tail, but I put a giant blue flame in the center, as well as fire speckles around it to make it look ultra cool. Since I imagined Rin to be more laid back, I also made their tie not really neat. I put it over the shoulder like it's just thrown on there. In the original, their outfit does look a little more fancy in detail. I wanted to make it more simple. I made the jacket unbuttoned and also longer like a coat. One side's kind of just falling off the shoulder. Again, just very relaxed person. I gave Rin a sketchbook with a pencil so that they can do their sketches, and I also put their ghost cat crawling on their arm. I put some glowing at the bottom of the coat and the pants again just to make it more lit up so that any lost person who comes across Rin can see them better because they're a ghost. I also made their skin a little bit more pale just because it would fit Rin's personality. I decided not to give them shoes, and I know I'm really bad at drawing feet. It looks really wonky, but I think it also looks kind of cute. I'll work more on my feet art later. That's so weird. Anyways, yeah, Rin is complete, just floating in the air like a ghost, chilling. Thank you so much for your submission, Artistic Animator. I hope you like how Rin turned out, and I had so much fun drawing them. Alright, next character is Bia from Oakley. Oakley says, I really like gotcha characters, and this is mine. Her name is Bia, her. She loves colorful and vibrant stuff, and she works in an arcade, and she loves it because colors are everywhere. She also loves video games. She doesn't really have a backstory, she's just cute. Right, first off, I gotta say, I love how enthusiastic Oakley is about this. They seem really excited about this character, and I am too. They just look at this design. It is so adorable. I love it so much. I love the colors in this outfit. They're literally my three favorite colors: pink, blue, and yellow. I know the creator said that Bia works at an arcade, but at first glance, she kind of just looks like a gamer girl, so that got me thinking, what if she was a mascot at the arcade? Because at least with the arcades that I've been to, they usually still wear a pretty plain outfit for the workers. But since Bia is so full of life and energy, I think it only makes sense that she would work as a mascot there. I don't know if many arcades that have a mascot, but hey, Chuck E. Cheese does, so it works. So since Bia works at the arcade, I still wanted to make sure you could kind of tell that she's an employee there, so I did give her a little name tag on her overalls. A little nitpick I had with the original design, I'm not really sure what's going on with her shirt area. Another little collar thing is usually on Japanese sailor uniforms, but then it looks like she has a crop top on top of her regular shirt. I don't really know what's going on, okay? But either way, I wanted it to look more like an actual uniform because she is a worker after all. So I made the overalls pull up all the way up to her chest area, so it's like longer, kind of like a dress, but it's not at the same time. And then I turned the t-shirt that she has underneath into a short sleeve hoodie, just because it gives off more gamer vibes. And instead of her having those star sunglasses, I turned them into star headphones. They think it looks super, super cute. I also put these little star bombers on top, kind of like that Roblox Roblox hat, as well as some little antennas on the headphones. In the original, she does have star pupils, but I just made her entire iris into a star, as you can see. Then she's in this cute little pose where she's like, hello, welcome to the arcade. Something really cool I added was I put a bunch of video game pins on her overalls to show that she's really passionate about video games, and I also put some gamer hair clips in her hair. On the overalls, you got Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Ring Toss, and a random pixelated heart. Her overall buttons also are stars, and since she loves playing games, I think it only makes sense for her as a mascot to also participate in them with the other customers. She loves having fun with them, so I gave her a strength hammer. You know that arcade game where you take the hammer, then you smack the button to see how high it goes. I just thought it was really cute when she was holding that, so I gave her that in her hand. I mostly kept her skirt and socks the same, and since she loves colors, in her hair I did add some colorful hair strings. It just makes so much sense for her character. Even though she works there, since she is the mascot, she can get away with a lot of dress code stuff. Lastly, it didn't show her shoes in the original, so I kind of just gave her these shoes with a variation of stars and sparkles, just matching the rest of her outfit. I am confident if Thea was in an arcade, everyone would love her. Chuck E. Cheese would go out of business. Thank you, Oakley, for submitting Thea. I hope you like my recreation of her as an arcade mascot. Next up, we got Emiko the Ninja by Selena. This is Emiko, a 13-year-old fire ninja from Japan, well known for having an ability to create fire. Many people call her the fire ninja, living with her mom and her two siblings, one brother and one sister, who are also ninjas. Emiko is the youngest child in her family, and when it comes to her personality, she is honest, chill, and loyal. Something about this character just caught my eye. Her design is really cool and cute. I love the hair color. I'm usually not really familiar with working with the color orange, so this also gives me a challenge. And while she's like so chill and laid back, she has all these fiery flames behind her. It's great. Another thing that I'm absolutely loving about this design is her hair. Her buns are so fluffy like the poodle dog. It is adorable. So as much as I love those aspects of her, when it comes to her outfit in general, I think there's a lot of changes to be made, specifically because her outfit doesn't really scream ninja to me, you know what I mean? So that's mainly what I'm focusing on for this design. I will say, I don't think I've ever actually drawn a ninja before, or at least I don't remember doing so, which is why I used Google and Pinterest. Seriously, if you're an artist and you don't use Pinterest, use it now. It will save you. As you can see, there's many varieties of female ninja outfits, so it's definitely not just limited to like that one full bodysuit that I see everywhere. You can get really creative with it, and a lot of them look super cool. Instead of having a t-shirt with a flame on it, I just put this ninja costume because I don't know how to describe it. The sleeves are cut off in a triangular shape and it's buttoned down the middle. As you can see in the middle, I replaced her brown belt with this orange belt that is made of more a cloth fabric. And at the bottom of the belt, the rest of that shirt comes out and it's long and frilly. It's supposed to represent her skirt in the original, but I wanted to make it look more it's like actually part of the costume. On her collar, I also put a flame decoration that's hanging from a piece of string. And another thing that I really liked about the original was how long her sleeves are. So I maximized that with mine and it made it a lot more dramatic. I think it makes her outfit look so much cooler. And in a lot of ninja outfits, they have this ribbon attached to the sleeves, so I put that as well. Emiko has red shorts connecting to the rest of her outfit, and then I basically left the orange sock the same, but I made it a little more shiny and bright, and then I just didn't put a sock on the other one. I've actually seen many ninja outfits where they're not technically wearing shoes. It's more like this thing where the toes and the heel is poking out. So I did give her those instead because I feel like it helps her move more freely. And since Emiko was so chill, I just feel like she'd be that one person to walk everywhere with no shoes. Selena did give her a band-aid, which I think makes a lot of sense for Emiko's character. Since she is a kid, she's probably prone to getting hurt more. Not to mention, band-aids are just really cute, which is why I decided to put a band-aid on her nose, even though I don't draw noses. Pretend it's there. Last but not least, I made her fire flame power. Yes, fire, flame, same thing. I made it coming out of her sleeves. I think it looks so cool that way. Like she just has these giant flowy sleeves, and then her fire powers are just floating from that. I don't know. It just looks so majestic and cool to me, so I had to do it like that. As for the colors, I generally just made everything more brighter, and I kind of had to mess around a lot with them because, again, I am not familiar with this color palette. But hey, for someone who never uses the color orange, I think I did a pretty good job. I absolutely love the pose that I gave her. It looks so cool, and she really does look like a ninja. By the way, yes, I did use reference to the pose. There's no way I can draw this without one. Thank you so much, Selena, for submitting Emiko the Fire Ninja. Your character is very cool, and I hope you love this redesign as much as I do. Berry goes by she, they, is a daytime baker and a nighttime party thrower. She likes to have fun and bake sweet pastries. She also has a berry cat. P.S. Don't eat her hair. I'll try not to. Okay, I fell in love with this character as soon as I saw them. The design is super cutesy and I love the soft colors. And also someone who loves sweets and baking. So I got super excited when I saw this character. The thing I love most is definitely her hair, but I also had a different idea in mind. I'm not sure if the swirly things on top is supposed to be a berry or, just hair, but instead for my design, I made it fade into this white whipped cream decorated with berries around it. I think it's so cute. I originally planned on making the whole hair look like raspberries because, her name is Berry, but when I started doing that, it looked kind of strange, so I scrapped it. I also made her chef hat resemble a blueberry muffin, because why not? Speaking of which, what's your broski's favorite kind of muffin? Leave a comment. Mine is banana nut muffins. They are so good. I swear, do not make a joke about that. I did want to change up the outfit a bit since I do think there's a lot of random articles of clothing and patterns that make her look a little messy, and some of the colors are a bit extra. Her apron is in the front, and I put a little picture of some fruit as a cute design and added her name Berry at the bottom. So it's basically like her own custom apron. I also made it larger since she makes pastries. It can get a little messy in the kitchen. So I also put some splatters of jam on the apron, like she made a big mess. I swear, every time I make something, the kitchen looks terrible afterwards, but it's worth it because cookies are amazing. If you disagree, then leave. Underneath is her yellow dress with a plaid pattern, along with a pretty red ribbon, which is also holding her mixing spoon she uses for baking. Pretty clever, right? I'm a genius. I added in some whipped cream and berries at the rim of her dress, which I love so much. It's literally one of my favorite parts about this design. I want this dress. And then some ruffles at the end. She's holding this beautiful tray of berry-filled pastries with her oven mitt on. First is a jelly-filled bun with whipped cream, a cream one, which are so good by the way. If you haven't tried them, you need to. And a chocolate donut. Wow, I'm making myself hungry. I regret this. Lastly, she's wearing high knee socks and pink heels. Since Berry is a pretty thrower, I imagine her to be very joyful and energetic, so she's kind of twirling around with a cookie in her hand and a donut in her mouth. I wish I had that donut in my mouth. Ready to present her pastries to the party. Also, I kind of completely forgot to add the Berry cat. I'm sorry, I ate it. Anyways, here she is. I love her. Next up is an amethyst submitted by Rugmaster. This is my OC, she, her. She's the youngest wish-granting cat ghost, only able to grant 7 wishes. She's very friendly and also loves playing games. I really enjoy the concept for this one. It's very creative, and I've heard of games, but I've never heard of cat ghosts. So this is definitely new. While the design is pretty cute, I do want to make some changes to this. The main thing that caught my eye was the eyes. The creator put these eyes to resemble a cat because she's a cat ghost, but on this gotcha character, along with the mouth, it looks kind of scary to me. Kind of like the sleep paralysis thing I saw last night. So I ended up giving Amethyst one big eye, like a cyclops. I think this makes sense because she's a spirit and a cat, so she can probably see more than just, the normal human universe. Since she's a ghost, she's able to see in many realms. Think of it as the all-seeing eye. I really hope that makes sense, and it didn't sound like an idiot. I also made sure there was no cat's eyes, because it could green diamonds. Cats always look cool. I did the iris with little shiny stars. Kind of looks like space. I made her ears a lot bigger and pointed. Also because she is young, kittens' ears are much bigger than adult cats. I know this because I've had many kittens and their ears are nearly as big as their head. And around the ears, I put this cool glowing halo to her face. I added a fur-like texture so it's easier to tell that she's a cat. It's a bit hard to see, but I did add this piece. I didn't change her hair up that much to be honest because I think the original hair suits her really well. So we'll make it long. way too intense. I myself often have a hard time working with the color purple in my art, and since it's on the whole character, I feel like the purple on this person is just too much. I'm not saying that purple is bad at all, by the way. I love purple. You just gotta know how to use it to make my character's hair purple. If you wanted to change a bit more, everything would come together nicely. I made her for a much lighter shade, similar to a lilac blue to help balance out her dark purple hair. I also turned the hair into a cooler shade while still looking like a deep purple. And I write the color purple, I also like to mix in a lot of dark glitters. It helps it balance out a lot. And in the original, the ends of layers, so I made the braid. Her outfit, in my opinion, looks a little randomized, so I simplified it. Since she is a wish granting cat, I thought it'd suit her concept more to have somewhat sacred clothing, but not too crazy. I basically just made everything into one big piece rather than several layers. And at the end of her big cloak, I made it fading to this white color because she is a ghost, so it's supposed to look a little transparent. I turned her little ghost squiggle into a cat tail. Well, 6 tails to be exact. I put this because I wanted her tails to represent the 7 wishes that she can grant. I only drew 6 tails in my drawing because she is shown granting 1 wish right now, which is in the mirror. Whoever looks into the mirror gets their wish granted. I guess you could say that's just my own little concepts that I added in. I always end up adding extra stuff, I can't help it. Her hands are floating because to me it looks cool and magical. Lastly, surrounding Amethyst is her little spirit friends. No, they look a little bit like flames in my version. Next submission is by someone you know. Someone I know? Have we met before? You're the one who ate my cookies. Anyways, this is Kelly. She is a love guardian who protects relationships from breakups. She also said love to people around the world for a strong relationship. She has a very nice personality and is never mean to anyone. I'm really loving these pink peach colors. Very pretty. The concept is unique as well. I wouldn't have really thought of something like a love guardian. Now that I think about it, Kelly would literally be the perfect friend. She's super nice and friendly and can give you awesome relationship advice. I know a lot of people need that. I also like her eyebrows. They thick. I will say, I'm not sure why she's also a cat. That was never really mentioned in the concept. That's probably just a stylistic choice. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not super sure what her outfit's supposed to be. Well, also because her arm is blocking the top a little, though I do love all of her colors. Overall, I thought Kelly should look a little more like a guardian. Maybe like a bit more formal or something. Okay, that wasn't formal of me, was it? Bad example. Her hair is very majestic. I decided to scrap the cat ears, forgive me, and instead replace them with heart-shaped hair buns. I really love it, and it suits her theme well. I will admit, though, I struggled a lot while drawing this hair, mainly the bangs. I had to redraw it a few times because I couldn't get it down right. I'm not really used to drawing ponytails, but I did my best. At the end, her ponytail does a little curl in the shape of a heart. I thought that was cute, subtle but noticeable. While her hair is one color in the original, the color really reminded me of peaches, so I wanted to amplify that by making it fade into this light orange color. I think it's super pretty. When I was looking into this concept, it also low-key reminded me of a Cupid. You know, those angels who shoot heart arrows at people to make them fall in love with someone. I know it isn't exactly the same thing, but it's similar. So I put a heart arrow through her big ponytail. I think it's a very nice touch. For some reason, Kelly's clothes reminded me of PJs. I don't know why, but I couldn't stop seeing them as pajamas. They look so comfy. I really liked the idea of that. So in my version, she's wearing these cute oversized heart pattern pajamas, which also have white fluff. In my opinion, this also works because Kelly is a very kind person and gives advice. She just seems like that one best friend you'd have over for slumber parties and talk about your relationship problems with. I think she's a very good listener. Also, because pajamas are warm and comforting, just like look. And for the heart pattern on her pajamas, I used a fuzzy brush to make her pajamas look nice and soft. I gave her this big white fluffy cloak over her outfit, sealed with a heart at the top. I just think having something like a long cape helps her look more like she's a guardian. One of my favorite features I added to this is this crystal heart ball that she's holding. My concept is that she uses this to watch over couples' relationships, and only she can see visions in the wall. I give her this mesmerized expression looking at the wall. It's funny because I just imagine her watching a couple like, oh my god.